So finding your comfortable position, either laying down or sitting in your chair. And taking a few moments to notice where you're supported. So if you're sitting, you might feel your hips in the chair or your feet flat on the ground. If you're laying down, noticing where your body is making contact with what's below you. And really letting yourself sink into this support. Let yourself feel held by the chair or by the ground. And go ahead and take a moment now to notice how you're doing today. Just how are you feeling right here, right now? What thoughts do you have? What emotions or feelings? And just acknowledge what's there. And go ahead and shift your attention now to your breath. So before changing anything, notice what your breath is doing. Is your breath fast or slow? How long is your inhale compared to your exhale? What is the quality of your breath? Is it smooth or choppy? How does it feel as it enters and exits your body? Now start to notice the air as it enters and exits your body. So either coming in and out of the nose or the mouth. And just noticing how that feels. Slightly cooler air entering the body and slightly warmer air exiting. Go ahead and shift your attention now to your chest. So just noticing any sensations here as you're breathing. Maybe you can feel the rise and fall of the chest. And now shift your attention to your belly. And noticing your breath here. So even though air doesn't enter the belly, you'll feel the belly moving as you breathe. Most of the time, as you inhale, the belly will press out a little bit. And as you exhale, it'll pull in slightly. And if that's not happening, that's okay. But noticing the movement in the belly, the sensations in the belly as you breathe. And now go ahead and pay attention to your breath as a whole. So just noticing all of the sensations of the breath as best you can. Paying attention to the full inhale. Maybe noticing that slight pause at the top of the inhale. And then paying attention to the full exhale. And continue to do that just for a few moments. So when we meditate, it's not unusual to get distracted or to have thoughts or feelings that show up. So as we move through our meditation, if that occurs, if you get distracted, just know that that's normal. Once you notice you're distracted, just gently nudge yourself back to the meditation, redirect yourself to the meditation. So we'll begin our body scan now. So moving your attention to the right toes. Just feeling your right toes, all 5 of your toes. And if you're not feeling anything, sometimes it helps to wiggle them a little bit. Or just pretend that you could feel there, bringing your attention to that area as best you can. And start to pay attention to the whole bottom of that right foot. So if you're sitting, you might feel the sole of the foot pushing down into the ground or into your slipper. And then noticing your whole right foot. And then shift your attention to your right ankle. And just noticing what you're feeling here. There's no right or wrong, just notice. And shift your attention to the lower leg of that right side of the body, the lower right leg. So feeling the calf, noticing the front of the leg, so the shin, Just circling your attention around that space between the ankle and the knee on the right side of the body. What do you feel? And go ahead and shift your attention now to your right knee. What do you feel in your right knee? Now start to pay attention to the top of the right thigh. So feeling those quadricep muscles, so at the top of the thigh. If you're seated, you might have your hand resting on your leg. If that's the case, maybe you can feel the weight of your hand. Then start to notice the inner thigh, any sensations there. And your outer thigh. So between the knee and the hip, outside of that upper leg. And then noticing the back of the leg, the hamstrings. So if you're seated, you might feel the thigh in the chair pushing down into the chair. If you're laying down, you might even feel your hamstrings or the back of the leg resting on the earth below you. Shift your attention now to the right sits bone and pelvis. So the right side of the pelvis, glutes, hips. So if you're seated, you might feel that bone pushing down into the earth or into your chair. Just noticing any sensations here on the right side of the pelvis, hips. And now for a moment, notice your whole right leg. So as best you can, toes all the way up into that right hip. Whole right leg, as if nothing else existed, just that right leg. And then let that right leg go. And we'll move to the left toes. So letting go of that right leg, redirect your attention to the left toes. Feeling all 5 toes. And again, if it helps, you could wiggle them a little bit. And again, if you don't feel any sensations, that's okay. Start to pay attention to the sole of the left foot. Any sensations on the bottom of that left foot. And go ahead and feel into the whole left foot, so the top of the foot, the sides of the foot. Shift your attention to your left ankle, Notice what you feel here. Pay attention to your lower left leg. So feeling that whole lower left leg between the knee and the ankle. What sensations are there? Shift your attention to your left knee. Noticing what you feel in your left knee. Begin to pay attention now to your left thigh. So noticing first the top of the thigh. Pay attention to your inner thigh. And your outer thigh. Feel the back of the thigh, so your hamstrings. You might feel them pressing into your chair or the ground. Feel into your left hip. So you might feel your sits bone on that side pushing into your chair if you're seated. Noticing the left glute muscles, the left side of the pelvis. Now pay attention to your whole left leg, just for a moment, the whole left leg. All of your attention on that left leg, toes all the way up to the hip. Now shift your attention to the right hand and fingers. And just feel what's there. You might feel tingling or warmth or coolness. Then notice your right wrist. Your right forearm. Feel into your right elbow. And feel the upper arm. Biceps, triceps, and all of the other muscles of the upper arm. And for a moment now, feeling your whole right arm. Feeling your whole right arm. And let that go, and we'll shift to the left side. So feel into the left fingertips, the left hand. You might feel a lot of sensations in the hands. They have a lot of nerve endings here. Start to notice your left wrist. Feel into your left forearm. Notice sensations in your left elbow. And your left upper arm. Feel into that whole left arm, fingertips all the way up into the upper arm. Feeling into your whole left arm. And we'll go ahead and shift now to the torso. So we'll start at the front of the body in the torso. So feeling your belly. And go ahead and feel your chest. Feel the whole front of the torso. Then shift your attention now to your back body. So feel into your lower back, just noticing whatever sensations are here. Noticing your middle back. And feel into your upper back and shoulders. Now pay attention to your whole torso. Front to back, side to side, your whole torso, whatever sensations are here. Notice. Shift your attention now to your neck. Feeling all parts of the neck. Shift your attention to the sensations in your face. So you might notice the muscles of the jaw and the muscles around your mouth. Pay attention to any sensations in the cheeks and around the eyes, eyebrows, and forehead. Start to notice the rest of the head, your skull, your ears, just your whole head. Just noticing whatever sensations are here. Now, as best you can, bring your attention to your full body, head to toes, your whole body in space. Feeling your whole body. Begin to pay attention to the space you're in. So feeling maybe the earth beneath you or the chair beneath you. Feeling the temperature of the room. Maybe noticing any sounds around you. Feel into your breath. And just like at the beginning of our session, take a moment to check in. How are you doing right here, right now? Now let yourself take a couple deeper than normal breaths. Really filling the lungs with air and letting it all out. You might invite a little bit of movement back into the body. Maybe your fingers wiggle or your toes. You might move your head gently or your shoulders. And there's no rush or hurry. But whenever you feel ready, go ahead and open up your eyes. Just taking in the space around you. Take a moment to acknowledge yourself for showing up, to take care of your mind,